Shaw having a solid Mountaineer debut. Harrison, a good opening night. Quinerly wide open. Bam! The three she needed, the three the Mountaineers needed. That's JJ's first of the night.
Just a great job, Jordan Harrison. Just a slight shot fake. You draw three defenders. And I can understand why I think West Virginia is showing the press here that they haven't shown here in this second half yet. We'll see how Towson can respond. The two freebies, just 9 points now for Quinerly. She deflects that one. Riviere with a steal and finishing. JJ Quinerly from three again. There's that mindset. She got it to fall off the cookie shelf. Man. There's the steal from Quinerly. 5 in a row from JJ Quinerly.
First substitution of the game for Niagara is Lakia Barnes, a freshman guard off the benches. Quinerly slices through the lane, kisses it off the glass, and JJ Quinerly starting to heat up. A slow start for her against Towson Bake, but got Towson on Tuesday. Not the case today. She's been on the attack throughout this one.
Well, yeah, you knew that wouldn't last.
Nearly turned over, but a deflection finds Barnes. Poke free, Woodley comes up with it, and Quinerly's headed the other way. Nobody steps to her. She's going to pull up in the lane and knock it down.
Yeah. But the thing is about JJ, she's going to have a target on her back all year. So she's going to draw the best people. That's why it's good to see other people stepping up on the offense. To turn it over, we just are going to try to minimize them, but that's been difficult to do.
Backdoor cut. Watson scores off the feed from Quinerly.
That's the second or third time Rutledge has had a point-blank shot that she couldn't drop.
Quinerly loses her defender with a behind-the-back dribble. Dishes for Blackston. What a move, what a play.
About a minute and a half to go in the opening period. Mountaineers up 8-7. Quinerly inside, great pass to Riviere, up and in. 12-9 the score. They call it the backyard brawl for a reason. This has been a brawl through one quarter between West Virginia, the number 15 team in the land, and Pitt. JJ Quinerly with the bucket.
And this is the JJ Quinerly you're used to seeing. Just splitting two defenders, split another two, but kind of.
They're 0 for their last 4 from the field. Quinerly, 4-3. Yes, on the money, JJ Quinerly.
They switched to 2-3 zone that time and really disrupt things for the Aggies.
Another open look for Sydney Shaw. And where did she slip up and pick up the foul? As you see Shaw.
It looked as if there was I
was going to ask you if you thought Blackston was going to try for the heat check. Good defense from Blackston to force the miss there. Shaw in transition with options. Quinerly wide open, buries it! Quinerly through the seam, all the way to the 10.
Quinerly works to her left. Quinerly carving into the paint. Quinerly! She's going to the line for an extra bucket.
She wiggled her way down the middle of the lane and got that up. Much tougher shot than the one she missed inside a few seconds.
Jordan Harrison back over to Quinerly now. Quinerly working at the wing, pulls back up for three. JJ Quinerly! She makes both of those there, 61-38. And another turnover force gets this to Harrison. She'll finish the job. 25-point lead for those keeping score at home. Riviere working at that corner of the foul line. Quick passing down low, opens up for Blackston. And
who needs to rebound when you shoot as well as they've shot tonight? Quinerly, she'll try her luck from three and hits.
Nice setup by Jordan Harrison as usual.
Stripped at the free throw line. Chudy lost it. West Virginia comes up with a Quinerly all the way. JJ Quinerly with a finish. 27 Tuesday against Bowling Green, and they forced 30 in 3 of their 5. There's number 16. Quinerly finds Agubata.
Nice pass by Quinerly.
Quinerly jumps through the defense and scores. In Colorado, it's been a great one. Buffs were down by 16. And it comes storming back. Quinerly hits a 3. Tough shot. Quinerly has had a tough day. That's her first 3. 1 of 4 from deep. You say tough day. She's sitting on, I think, 13 points now. Is that where she's at?
The Mountaineers looking to win their 8th straight here at the WVU Coliseum. Quinerly wide open. Bam! J.J. Quinerly rack it out.
You cannot give J.J. Quinerly that type of time and space to shoot the ball.
Mountaineers at Coliseum lower bowl mostly full, I would say. Blackston, nice slip into Quinerly. Quinerly is inevitable.
Whenever somebody overplays you like that, give a fake and go backdoor. UCF not in the zone now, just
Quinerly all the way to the cup, and that's because Thomas was able to chip Caitlin Peterson and freed her up to get that space to the hole. 15 points for J.J. Quinerly this quarter. Does she have more in the tank? Second gear, the scoop layup puts her at 17 for the first quarter.
wow.
The Mountaineers cap quite a first quarter from J.J. Quinerly.
Oh my goodness, as I said, not a person in the building that can stop her right now.
Heading into the final possession of the half. Watson for Harrison. Puts it on the floor with 2 on the clock. Quinerly at the horn will knock it down. Good one to go into the half for West Virginia, but they trail BYU 30-28. A really good half from Congdon, who made 3 threes. Stolen away by Quinerly. Spins, goes inside. Shot too hard, rebound put back in by Woodley. Had the lead at the half in all 3 of their games, 2 on the road. Just a little bit away. Thomas with a finish. Pass from Quinerly to set that up. Another steal for Quinerly. She will coast in for the layup. This score is not going to reflect the way BYU plays.
The impact that Maya Pete can have for this Lady Raider squad.
Inside, today Fritz puts up the hands, but J.J. Quinerly comes in to girls that may be that size at that age, that be proud of who you are. Quinerly on the drive, counted. J.J. will go to the line.
She got the ball off of a turnover, is pushing in transition. Let her have the layup at that point. You don't want to rack up the fouls and put her on the foul line for even more points. In fact, because Tech hasn't scored, they haven't even been able to get into their press, which is what they do really well.
How about that great up and under move by J.J. Quinerly?
She can knock down the 3, and so it's a tough matchup.
There's one of those steals, again, second in the country in steals per game. Quinerly finishes. Ball it is, but it's a media timeout in one way or the other.
And J.J. Quinerly, one of the best defenders in the Big 12, turning her defense into her offense.
Smith knocked the rebound free, but West Virginia comes up with it. It's a 3-on-1 break. Bounce to the right. Quinerly finishes and 1.
Woo!
Mountaineers have the 2 steals leader in the Big 12. Quinerly's one of them, and Quinerly goes coast to coast and will go to the line. She's got 6 points and a chance for 7.
And I thought Colorado bailed Quinerly out right there, didn't have the numbers.
Here's Tadair with it again. Shot clock winding down. 7-6. Tadair's pass is a great one to Foreman, and a rejection from the Mountaineers.
That's just great help defense coming in from behind there.
Now the arrow has switched. Colorado keeps possession here, gives it right away. J.J. Quinerly, one of the best defensive players in the Big 12. Harrison back to Quinerly. Tie game. Sydney Shaw rips down the rebound. Here's Quinerly splitting 2 and scoring off the glass.
But that is what Iowa State wants, and that's scoring from Abby Brown.
Yeah, that's another sophomore star for them as defensive lapse for Iowa State leads to an easy bucket for West Virginia.
That Coach Kellogg says it's hard to take her off the floor. They're getting a second opportunity. Quinerly wants it right back and drains the 3, the second today for the Mountaineers. One of the best point guards in the country out today with an illness against one of the most suffocating defenses in the country. Quinerly lets it fall.
It's the senior Quinerly bringing the ball up the floor. As you said in the open, she's all over WNBA draft boards. Great find down low, and Watson finishes. What vision from Quinerly that time. It is such a strength for the Mountaineers to have a player like that. As Quinerly darts inside. What a move. Weaving her way through Sun Devils for 2 more. Mountaineers at 34% from downtown on the year. The long rebound and a run out now for Harrison. Eyes up, Quinerly. Oh, it looked like a three-man weave, and Quinerly finishes in transition.
Wanted to get that to Jada Williams. Broken up. Quinerly will not be denied. She's got 17.
She's playing great in limited minutes, too.
Quinerly, the and one opportunity
of the year before losing in Iowa City in the second round. And back to live action, J.J. Quinerly doing what she does best, another steal.
Fun player to watch.
Sydney Shaw, no, and there's Kaya Watson again. She's on the floor, Smith to the other end. What a block by J.J. Quinerly!
At 5'8", watch how she gets up off the floor, elevates the timing. Oh, that one was so pretty.
Quinerly has it with 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. She pulls up, got it! 18-15.
Quinerly showing you why she's one of the best players in the Big 12. She's clutch, and then she says, my bad, maybe I should have passed it. No, I think you made the great decision right there.
A third offensive rebound on the possession for WVU. Shaw from the corner, she hits.
Really enjoy watching her.
She's a tough matchup, isn't she, Meg?
Oh, extremely. And JJ was on her, and she recognized that great back door there from Sydney Woodley. That's the trouble, to your point, Nick. They don't have a lot of depth, not a lot of experience. So when you're facing this type of pressure, I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. As you mentioned, only a sophomore, and you put more scorers around her, that's only going to benefit Kansas.
There's the bucket for J.J. Quinerly, moving her into a tie for 6th place in career scoring at WVU.
And they can really slow you down, so you have to convert on those opportunities right there.
Another turnover, but then right back to it is J.J. Quinerly, and that is why she is one of the best defenders in the country. Traveling, Shaw, the junior out of Miami, Florida, transfer from Auburn. There's another turnover, and Quinerly again. Houston will look like they have a shot. They'll see no one in front of them, and then all of a sudden a Mountaineer comes from the side just like that, or even from behind. Quinerly with the steal. Nice pass to Harrison, who misses. Quinerly misses, but on the second attempt, she'll get it to go in. So a couple of tries right there. Coach Kellogg doesn't look super excited about how many times that took, but they do end up with the basket.
They were just padding their stats a little bit. They each wanted to get a rebound.
And they don't come away with a layup attempt. Baylor got back defensively. At least Bugs did. Now underneath, the short bank shot is good by Kylie Blackston. Hounded defensively by Dariana Littlepage Bugs. Just on the floor is Jordan Thomas, the freshman from Carrollton, Hebron High School. And down low, that's Quinerly. He gets it to roll in.
Showing why these two teams are at the top in the Big 12 Conference. Both of them nationally ranked. Quinerly, all-time leading three-point shot maker in Baylor women's basketball history.
Wow, nice pass. Quinerly behind the back to Jordan Thomas. Here's Harrison driving on the baseline. Kicks it outside to Watson. It is a 7-1 run by the Mountaineers. Make it a 10-1 run by West Virginia.
Jillian Hayes with 6 for Cincinnati. Quinerly drives. Quinerly forces it through contact. Thanks to J.J. Quinerly working through contact. 4-point lead. I feel a little bit better about their first half. Quinerly pulls up and sticks it. 53 straight games in double figures for J.J. Quinerly, and a 27-21 lead on the Quinerly jumper in the paint. It's pulled down by Kaya Watson, and on cue, J.J. Quinerly streaks to the basket and lays it in.
One-handed left-hand layup.
And really, the energy just seems a little bit more crisp out of the timeout for West Virginia. Quinerly again finds the bottom of the cup.
Well, and you just can't wait for Aoka Lee to get back, because she is a presence at 6'6", and there's the pressure.
It's Quinerly, 3 steals per game, converting it into points for the first time.
the leaders in the Big 12 coming off that bench, and you better know where she's at. She had 6 made threes in the last game for the Wildcats.
Quinerly chucks it up and knocks it down.
Kansas State, that's what they do. They're one of the best in the nation, but...
Glenn into trouble. West Virginia with another turnover. 4th of the game for K-State. Quinerly with the scoop. Jalen Glenn, very good outside shooter herself. Can't connect on the first look.
Gosh, and another Watson rebound.
She might go for 20 in this game. Quinerly, the first hit in the second half.
Quinerly with speed to the basket for 2.
Head coaching position, you go in and knock off Notre Dame at a Thanksgiving tournament. That's pretty big.
Mountaineer defense causing trouble already. 4 Utah turnovers in the early goings. Quinerly is lethal with that mid-range jumper from the elbow. One of the best offensive teams in Utah. Mountaineers have the upper hand because they forced 12. The Wildcats are the best passing team in the Big 12. They lead the conference in assists. Utah is a very good passing team, but it's hard to come in here and play well against one of the best defensive teams in the country. VU getting it done. This is what they've done all season, averaging 24 turnovers forced per game. They've had a couple of runouts too, including that one.
Or get to the free throw line, but you got to have points on this possession.
Vieta had her pocket picked. Quinerly in the clear, scores it right down High Street for 29 points.
Ariel Jackson for Cincinnati came down with that rebound and immediately was sworn by 2 West Virginia players.
Count it with a foul for Quinerly. Bumped on the way up by Hilton, and her first bucket opens the scoring for West. Quinerly a steal. And they have now combined for 52.
Taylor paying immediate dividends, checking into the game in the post. Here's Quinerly. She has been on a heater offensively. 34.5 points a game in the last 2 games of the regular season.
Just pass the ball to Slice and Dice, and then J.J. Quinerly on the other end.
Walker tipped away, and a turnover by K-State. Here's Quinerly. Quinerly to Blackston. Great catch by Blackston, and the finish, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, West Virginia will get that defensive rebound and look
pretty quick and frantic, and you can lose your legs pretty quickly in a game like this, can't you?
Absolutely, and the one player who never loses her legs is Quinerly.
Legs, no.
When you need a bucket, you find J.J. Quinerly because she's so
Kansas State has got their mojo back, and they're on top by 12 now in the second. Quinerly cannot leave her open right now. J.J. Quinerly already with 15 points.
The veterans, Watson, Quinerly, they're seniors. They want to make this last trip to the Big 12 tournament their best.
Quinerly into traffic, somehow, some way found an opening to get the shot off.
The bounce for West Virginia. Quick backdoor cut, great jump stop. And
as a team, TCU's 50% shooting against this West Virginia defense. Quinerly, yes, and 1. This time she gets the roll and a chance for a 3-point play.
What's always going to be about the screen and the ball offense.
Final minute of the first semifinal, 9-point game. Quinerly spins it against Prince for 2.